Why did the oyster get dumped by his girlfriend? He's shellfish.
What kind of noise annoys an oyster? A noisy noise annoys an oyster.
What did the oyster text to the lobster? A shellfie.
What would happen if an oyster witnessed a mafia killing? He would clam up.
Why did the oyster visit the physio? He pulled a muscle.
How do shellfish get around London? With an Oyster card.
I just got hired by a high-end restaurant, but the only thing I do is prepare oysters. My job really shucks.
What do you get from an educated oyster? Pearls of wisdom.
What's a clam's favorite band? Pearl Jam, close second being Blue Oyster Cult. The laughter isn't over. We'll be back after this brief break.
At the seafood buffet, my dad stacked all the lobster, prawns and oysters onto his plate before anyone else got some. It was very shellfish of him.
Who is responsible for all the gun violence in seafood restaurants? Oyster shooters.
What do you call a Scots child who monopolizes the oyster counter at a seafood restaurant? A raw barbarian.
I took my wife to a fancy oyster restaurant for Valentine's Day. It shucked.
Everyone knows this guy at the seafood market from his commercial, but he stays humble. I recognized him and said, "You're the guy who shells oysters for a living." Shucks was all he said.
A baby eel is called an elver. A baby oyster is called a spat. Tell your friends. It'll be the weirdest thing you ever did spat.
My friend plays classical music to his pet oysters, which he places stones within the soft tissue of their bivalves. He makes cultured pearls.
What does an oyster wear into battle? Camouflage.
Every time we pass an oyster bar, I think to myself, I didn't know oysters drank.
Why don't oysters share their pearls? Because they're too limited by a lack of a central brain and appendages, as they are an invertebrate, bivalve mollusk, with just 2 ganglia and a single foot.
I'm Bob Jeffy.
And I'm Montgomery Jones. We're on a mission to spread the laughs and groans far and wide, so please do us a favor and share just one of these jokes with your family and friends today. Thanks.
Looking for the gift for Dad? We have the official Daily Dad Jokes podcast electronic joke button now available on Amazon. A massive 500 preloaded dad jokes guaranteed to make you laugh and groan. Check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. This show was recorded in front of a Cannes studio audience.